chose option 2, made in, quote unquote, clothing/shoe labels discussion. This is an assignment for my introduction to sociology. On this first slide, I will be going over my clothing and shoe items in my closet and where they were made. So my first item was my Nike running shoes. These were made in Vietnam. My Adidas sweatpants were made in Cambodia. My Levi's denim jacket was made in Bangladesh. My H&M t-shirt was made in India. My Zara hoodie was made in Turkey. My Under Armour shorts were made in El Salvador. And my Columbia winter jacket was made in China. And my Puma sneakers were made in Indonesia. Before starting this slide, I do want to say bear with me because I don't know if I'm correctly pronouncing the countries. So, moving on. After reviewing these two articles, I've concluded the top 10 worst countries for workers' rights. Some of these countries make brands that I own and wear. In 2024, these are the 10 worst countries for working people, consisting of Bangladesh, Belarus, Ecuador, Egypt, Eswatini, Guam, Guatemala, Myanmar, the Philippines, Tunisia, and Turkey. I got this information from the International Trade Union Confederation. For years, Bangladeshi workers have faced severe state repression, including violent crackdowns on peaceful protests by the notorious industrial police and intimidation aimed at preventing the formation of unions. In 2023, several workers in the dominant garment sector were killed by police during protests, and a union leader was murdered. I also got this information from the International Trade Union Confederation. This is the second article, by the way. For years, the freedoms and rights of Turkish workers have been relentlessly attacked. Civil liberties have been crushed, and trade unions and their members have been systematically targeted, mainly through prosecution on fabricated charges. And I also got this information from the International Trade Union Confederation. After seeing the labels on my clothing and shoes, I realized that many were made in countries with troubling labor conditions. Some of my items were from Bangladesh and Turkey, both mentioned in reports on worker exploitation, unfair wages, and repression of labor rights. This exercise made me think more deeply about where my clothes come from and who makes them. The article highlighted that in places like Bangladesh and Turkey, workers faced violent crackdowns, anti-union policies, and dangerous conditions. It's unsettling to think that my affordable clothes may come at the cost of someone else's suffering. For the mentioned in reports and the article highlighted, that will be in my references, but I am relating to the second article that is in my third slide. Moving on. Before this exercise, I didn't think much about the workers making clothing beyond the price and quality of the item. But now, I feel responsible for being more conscious of the conditions in which my clothing is produced. If I discovered that brands I support use sweatshops, child labor, or exploitative workers, I would strongly reconsider buying from them. However, I also realize that ethical shopping isn't always easy. Many significant brands source from such factories, and affordable alternatives can be limited. And here is my reference slide.